Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with me on this beautiful day. My name is Abby, and today I have for you a wrist-focused practice. It'll be pretty gentle, but there are a few strengthening postures that we'll be trying out today. If you are a truck driver, if you're a barista, if you work on computers a lot, if you deal with carpal tunnel, these stretches will help you release tension and, importantly, build strength. The wrist can bear a lot of weight in our yoga practice, just in general, in your tabletops and your downward facing dogs. And so it's important that these, pretty small part of the body is warmed up, the joints are lubricated, and just generally feeling strong while you are practicing your yoga. So if you're ready, we can begin in a nice, comfortable seated position. We'll do a few minutes of meditation. I didn't know how many folks had blocks. So if you don't have blocks, you can also use two really chunky books that will operate in basically the same way. So keep those off to the side for now. Get yourself into a comfortable seated position, whether it's on top of a blanket, how I am, or you can sit on one of your books, either one. Close your eyes, and when you're ready, let's begin.
Now that you are in a comfortable and safe place, you may choose to close your eyes and start noticing your breath. Feel your lungs fill with fresh new air as you breathe in and empty as you breathe out. You don't need to change your breathing, simply notice it for now. In and out. Now gently shift your awareness to your feet. Notice any sensations you feel. Is the surface they are resting on hard or soft? Do they feel warm or cool? Notice how your socks feel against the soles of your feet, if you're wearing any socks. Still breathing in and out. Now shift the awareness from your feet up to your calf muscles and your lower leg. How do these muscles feel? If there's any tension, simply notice it and let it go as you continue to breathe in and out. Slowly move your awareness further up your leg past your knees to your thighs and your hips. This part of the body does a lot of work supporting you throughout the day. So notice any stiffness here. Notice any soreness and let it go. Still breathing in and out. Now slowly shift this awareness up to your lower back, following your spine until you arrive at your shoulders and neck. These are areas where many of us tend to hold stress. Feel your chest and abdomen expand as you breathe in and contract as you push the air out. Repeating this cycle, replenishing your body's supply of oxygen. Notice any tension that exists in these areas as you inhale and gently let it go as you exhale. There's nothing else to do right now besides sitting in this moment, paying attention to how your body is feeling, breathing in and out. Shift your attention up your neck, through your jaw. Relax the muscles in your face and continue to breathe. As we come to the end of our meditation practice today, try to bring this attention to your whole body, releasing any residual tension. Know that you can always return to this peaceful practice whenever you'd like. When you're ready, slowly squeeze your eyes open, and we'll begin with a side body stretch. So bring one hand down to the mat, and the other will arc overhead like a big rainbow. Root down evenly through your sit bones and keep your chest open and tilted slightly up. Perhaps you can reach your chin towards the sky here. And we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Find length from the ground up, growing tall in your spine, and reach through your fingertips. Breathe deeply. Keep your chest open. We'll slowly come out of this posture and find a seated child's pose. Place your palms on the floor in front of your feet and breathe deeply into the back side of your body. Imagine puffing up through your shoulders while you release your head and neck towards the mat. So now we're going for one of my favorites, Garudasana or eagle pose. So you'll make a huge T shape with your arms. Pull your arms inward with the right arm on top first. Bring your forearms together with the backs of your hands touching, or you can make a gentle bind. Now, if this posture is uncomfortable or painful in any way, you can modify by just giving yourself a big hug instead, touching your fingertips to your shoulder blades. Deepen the posture like I'm doing here by folding in, rounding the spine forward. Gently unwind, and we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So you'll find your T shape, bring your arms towards center, this time with the left arm on top. Forearms come together, take a bind or no bind, and then slowly fold in, breathing deeply, finding a good stretch in the back side of the body here. Release your last bind and maybe shake or shrug out the shoulders, or you can rest in stillness for a moment, just noticing. And make your way to all fours or a tabletop position. We're trying to be pretty easeful on the joints this morning, which means incorporating all of the props. So place a blanket under your knees, blocks underneath each hand, with the hands several inches past the shoulders. So feel free to pause the video briefly to get yourself set up. We're heading for child's pose. So slowly send your hips back and down, reaching your glutes towards your heels. Notice here that I said towards. It's likely that you're not touching your heels, and that's okay. Instead of straining or forcing your hips back in space, just let them settle naturally wherever they've landed. Intentionally press into your hands to elongate your spine. We'll be here for about 10 cycles of breath. And on your next inhale, slowly rise up into your tabletop position once more and shift your blocks over to one side of the mat. Turn your fingertips to face the long edges of your mat with your palms pressing firmly into the mat. Rock your weight from side to side, and you should feel a pretty nice stretch in the front side of your forearm. Now come back to sit on your heels and just shake out your wrists, maybe make some circles. Now extend one arm out long in front of you with the fingertips straight up to the sky, palm facing away. With the opposite hand, how I'm doing here, you're going to lightly take hold of those fingertips and pull them towards you. You should feel this stretch in your fingers, in your palm, and the underside of your forearm. Now you're going to turn your palm towards your face and find the two bones on each side of your wrist, the ulna and the radius. You're going to wrap your hand around the wrist under those 2 points and begin rotating your hand clockwise and counterclockwise, how I'm doing here. And you'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Extend one arm out long, pull the fingertips towards your face. And we'll go in with those circles. So we have so many little bones in your wrists that are super important in the weight-bearing postures of our yoga practice and just in life. So it's really critical to check in with these joints and their supportive tissue to ensure a safe and healthy practice that prioritizes stability and injury prevention. Now we finish the other side, so take a few moments to reset. You can make fists, flex the fingers, just roll it out. And when you're all done, come onto your belly, and we're heading for Sphinx pose. So you can move all those props out of the way. So for Sphinx pose, you're going to bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart and your arms shoulder width distance apart. You'll press your hip points down into the mat and keep your chest reaching forward, pressing firmly into the tops of your feet and keeping your gaze lifted and pointed forward. Moving into a supported side plank, you'll curl your toes and press up onto your hands. Send your weight onto one side and drop one knee onto the mat. You could stay here, taking your gaze to the sky. And to deepen the posture, you can go for a bind, how I'm doing here, by grabbing my foot and further opening my chest. Check in with that base hand, make sure it's nice and firmly planted into the mat. After a few breaths, you'll slowly come out of this posture and reset with a few breaths in cat-cow. Claw your fingertips into the mat, relieving the pressure from your wrists. Let's do our supported side plank on the opposite side now, planting your base hand, grounding your knee. Decide if you'd like to take a bind or stay right where you are. Remember, the deepest version of a posture is wherever you feel the most comfortable and can still keep the connection with your breath. Come down slowly for forearm plank, keeping your core engaged. On your next inhale, press up into plank, stacking shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, come down into forearm plank. Inhale, last time, full plank. And then we'll bring the knees down, send the tailbone towards the heels for child's pose. You can bring your arms out in front of you, how we did before, or because we did a lot with the shoulders and the wrists, if you'd like a bit of relief, you can bring your arms alongside your body and allow your shoulders to round forward. You're creating a little cocoon for yourself. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. You can stay here in child's pose or make your way to a comfortable seated position, laying one hand over your heart and another over your belly. Take a moment here to reflect on your practice and express gratitude to your body for supporting you and to your breath for grounding you. Take about 5 more cycles of breath in stillness here. Or if you have the time, stay for as long as you'd like.
Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning. For anyone who was practicing along, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye.